Karen poisoned my plants, used weed killer, got fined for property damage. Have you ever watched someone destroy something beautiful right before your eyes and felt your heart sink? That's exactly how I felt the day I caught my neighbor Karen poisoning my garden. My backyard was my sanctuary, rows of blooming roses, heirloom tomatoes, and a 20-year-old magnolia tree my late mother planted. But Karen? She saw it as an eyesore, a threat to her sterile, manicured lawn. What followed was a battle of wills, a shocking betrayal, and a reckoning that left her facing more than just a fine. It started subtly. A few wilting petunias here, a patch of dead clover there. I chalked it up to summer heat or pests. But when my prized magnolia's leaves began yellowing and my tomatoes shriveled overnight, I knew something was wrong. I tested the soil, nothing. I checked for bugs, nothing. Then, one evening, I spotted Karen through the slats of our shared fence, a sprayer in hand, dousing my flower beds with a misty cloud. The acrid smell of weed killer hit me like a slap. "Karen, what are you doing?" I shouted, my voice cracking. She froze, then smirked. "Your weeds were creeping into my yard." "I'm just tidying up." "Tidying up?" She was annihilating my garden. I was livid but tried to stay calm. I asked her to stop, explaining the damage she'd caused. She scoffed, claiming her right to protect her property. I spent that night Googling laws, my hands shaking. Turns out, spraying herbicide onto someone else's land is illegal criminal damage, even. I confronted her the next day, showing her photos of my dying plants. She doubled down, saying, "Prove it was me." That's when I knew this wasn't just a neighborly spat. Karen was a bully, and she thought she'd get away with it. Enter Tom, the twist I didn't see coming. Tom was our quiet, elderly neighbor across the street, a retired botanist who'd always admired my garden. He'd been watching Karen's antics for weeks, too shy to speak up until he saw me hauling dead shrubs to the curb. "I've got something you need to see," he said, pulling out his phone. He'd set up a trail cam to catch deer nibbling his hostas, but it had captured Karen in the act multiple times. Crystal clear footage of her sneaking along the fence at dawn, spraying my plants with a canister labeled "Weed Be Gone." My jaw dropped. Tom's voice trembled as he admitted Karen had killed his azaleas last year, but he'd had no proof. Now we had her. Armed with Tom's video, I called the police. They took one look at the footage and issued Karen a citation for criminal trespass and property damage. But I wasn't done. My garden was worth thousands: mature trees, rare perennials, and sentimental plants you can't just replace. I contacted a lawyer who suggested an arborist to assess the damage. The report was staggering: $12,000 in losses, including the magnolia, which was now dying from root poisoning. We filed a civil suit seeking treble damages, 3 times the assessed value under local property laws. Karen's reaction was pure theater. She showed up at my doorstep, red-faced and screaming, accusing me of overreacting and ruining her life. She claimed her lawn was her pride and my unkempt garden lowered her property value. I pointed out her lawn was a chemical wasteland, not a showcase, and shut the door. The neighborhood buzz, Karen's reputation as the perfect homeowner, crumbled. At the court hearing, she tried every trick, denying the footage, claiming she'd sprayed by accident, even crying about her stress. The judge wasn't buying it. Tom's testimony, the arborist's report, and my photos painted a damning picture. Karen was fined $1,500 by the city and ordered to pay $36,000 in civil damages, treble the garden's value. Watching Karen's smug facade crack in court was bittersweet. She destroyed something irreplaceable, thinking she was untouchable. Her husband, mortified, apologized privately, saying she'd been obsessed with winning the neighborhood's Best Yard award. But her victory lap cost her dearly financially and socially. Neighbors stopped inviting her to barbecues, and her lawn signs boasting Homeowner of the Year vanished overnight. My garden, though scarred, became a symbol of resilience. I replanted, using the settlement to install a tall privacy fence and native plants that thrive without chemicals. Tom helped, sharing cuttings from his own garden, and we bonded over our shared triumph. Karen's downfall wasn't just about money, it was a lesson in accountability. She underestimated the power of community, evidence, and the law. My garden's still healing, but every new bud feels like a middle finger to her arrogance. I'm stronger now too, knowing I stood up for what mattered. If you've ever faced a Karen who crossed a line, fight back with facts and persistence. You might just inspire others to do the same. What do you think, was justice served, or should Karen have faced more consequences? Share your thoughts below.